Hi, I'm Gerry's Detectors out of Boise, Idaho. A long-time White's user and White's fan, over 40 years to be exact. I'm very excited to show you the new White's Goldmaster 24K. The White's Goldmaster 24K. There's been a lot of buzz about this detector, and what I want to do is get you out in the field as soon as you can. What do we do when you hand somebody a machine? We go to a factory preset. To do a factory preset, what we're going to do, we're going to hold this arrow down, we're going to hold the power button down, FD for factory default, FD, factory default. We're going to push and hold the pinpoint button. Now, it's set to factory default. We want to make some fine adjustments, some real quick adjustments to give you a little advantage. Notice there's hardly no background hum or threshold. You don't hear any waver. To adjust the threshold, the background hum, this right here, you're going to push, you're going to hold, you're going to let off. TH, threshold. As this bar gets further to the left, you hear more. You let off, it sets itself. It's already set as soon as I let off. The next thing I want to adjust is the sensitivity. Sensitivity is very technical, folks. A lot of people run it too high. They max it out at 10. Notice this machine still purrs like a kitten. You might be able to get away with it. A lot of the other machines couldn't. But for most soil conditions, I recommend on your sensitivity 7 or 8. And if you have bad ground, we might have to go down to 6 or even 5. 5 is very popular in highly mineralized ground. So we've got the threshold set. We've got the sensitivity set. Now, if we can get away with it, there's a couple tricks. How about audio boost? The audio boost. Push and hold. Audio boost 1. Audio boost 2. That's going to give you that little more oomph to get down there, to get that little bit deeper piece, usually bigger, or a smaller piece that other machines miss. One last thing is the ground balance. You hear that? You're going to push and hold. Boom. You hear how quick it quieted up? I want you to run the tracking on. I know you can put it in locked. You turn that on there and it's in lock. The problem is when you're covering a lot of ground, it changes. So what do? We turn the lock off. It's going to do it for you just like that. You get some ground, you go over it a couple times. There's actually a little target there. We'll worry about that later. Okay, one other thing that I want to show you folks, and a lot of people get a little confused on this, is the VSAT. Factory default VSAT is a setting of 1, but I call it 2. Don't ask me why they did that. This right here, you push, you hold, you let off. Self-adjusting threshold, VSAT. Here again, you push, you let off, there it is. And that's the lowest, that's 2, that's 3. In the manual, they call that 0. Whoops, sorry about that. Here again, how do you get to it? You push, you hold, you let off. They call that 0, that 1, that 2. Don't ask me why. I call that 1, 2, and 3. You will lose some depth if you run a higher VSAT. If you run a higher VSAT, you will lose a little depth. So recommend start out at 1 if you can get away with it, even though the factory default is 2. If you can't, just run it in 2. And if you don't know what you're doing, when you do your factory preset, don't even go there. Or you can call me, Gerry's Detectors in Boise, Idaho. Okay. So, folks, I'm going to turn this thing off real quick. Right there. Whoops. All right. It saves your settings. So when you turn it back on, it's going to be right there. That's the good thing. Anytime any of you folks out there have any questions about this gold machine or any other White's gold machines that you have, feel free to give me a call. Gerry's Metal Detectors in Boise, Idaho, 208-345-8898. Get out there, get a 24K, and get you some. Can you dig it?